a bit disappointing, but we just need to push hard in the race and we can still come away with something.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top three. Hamilton, Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo. It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the Grand Prix itself... As the sun sets over the South China Sea, the sport that never sleeps is alert and raring to go. Welcome, under the bright lights of the Marina Bay Circuit, to another Singapore Grand Prix. It's a very long, very physical lap, this one, and really there's not much in the way of margin for error. So we have a bit of an endurance race for you tonight. The 3.1 miles of the Marina Bay Street Circuit wind its way around some of the iconic landmarks here in the heart of Singapore. 23 corners in total, 13 to the left and 10 to the right, making this one of the most technical circuits on the Formula One calendar, with just 47% of the lap taken at full throttle. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Force India. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Vettel, Kimi Räikkönen and Verstappen, Red, Perez, Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen, Grosjean, Sainz, Charles Leclerc and Alonso, Hartley, Ericsson, Lance Stroll and Pierre Gasly. Van Dorn, they've taken a grid penalty, and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Exit now. If you think you can get past, increase ERS deployment to overtake mode. Good job, nice overtake. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Got that confirmed? Be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage. This is your final lap of the race. Sorry about that, I guess they can't all go to plan. Bring her in, we'll go over what happened in the debrief.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
Staying out of trouble was probably the most important factor here. In a race where half the field weren't classified as a checkered flag, we were able to guarantee a good result by basically keeping the car running. With their pace and decent strategy as well, I don't think the race was ever really in doubt.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes then are on top today. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Probably Stoffel Van Dorn. You know, strong pace, good work with the strategy, just a very complete drive, I think.
And now let's take a look at the Constructors' standings. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.